write you something close to me.
Hello there, welcome to Things in My House. And what I have here are actually two rather old books. These books are even older than I am. And these were two of my favorite books as a child. They're both by the same author, Clancy Halling. One of them is called Minn of the Mississippi, and the other one is called Pagoo. They're both, I believe, award-winning books, or at least one of them is an award-winning book, like a Newbery award-winning book, something like that. And I can see why, because these were just the best books. And that's why a number of years ago I went on eBay and I bought copies of them for myself, just to remind me of just how good they were. I remember, I would have been in third grade at the time, probably, maybe even through to like fourth or fifth grade. I read this book numerous times. But when I was in third grade, I lived on Clark Air Base in the Philippines, and I lived probably, like half a mile from the base library. So I used to walk to the library and I'd check out one of these books. Probably did it, probably 4 or 5 times a piece for each of these books, and just keep them for the maximum, 2 weeks that you're allowed to have the book, and it just read them over and over again. But Minn of the Mississippi is a story of this little guy here. He's a snapping turtle, and he was born at the headwaters of the Mississippi, and this follows his life from the headwaters of the Mississippi, and he ends up making his way all the way down to the Mississippi River Delta. And the best thing about this book, and why I liked it so much, were, first of all, the stories. It was really cool, but also the way it was illustrated. It has all these drawings in the corner. It has here's how Minn was born, from an egg. It shows these large paintings of life in Minnesota here. Here's beavers and raccoons and so on. And it shows you all the other different wildlife here in the corner. Plus, you've got maps and diagrams, and here's a drawing of Minneapolis, and so on and so forth. So the book itself is almost a biology lesson, a history lesson, an archaeology lesson, a geography lesson, all this sort of stuff here, so it was just the neatest book, and I just loved it. And then Pagoo here is a little bit more interesting in terms of the subject matter. Pagoo is a hermit crab. Okay, and it follows Pagoo's life. I'm not sure where Pagoo lived, but see, here it is. He starts off as a larva, and and lives as plankton for a while. A really, really neat diagram of Pagoo surrounded by other plankton. And then he grows large enough to where he descends to the bottom of the ocean and collects a shell, because he's a hermit crab, and starts living on the bottom of the ocean. And so it follows Pagoo's life in the ocean. And again, it's a really, really well diagrammed and artistic book, beautiful book. And I think that both of these books, even today, would be wonderful reading for any child, who has an interest in science, has an interest in animals, and really I can't recommend this more highly. So anyway, that is something else in my house. I hope you enjoyed this and have a great day.